going to get analysis on this now with Thomas Remington. He's a visiting professor of government at Harvard University and joins me now from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Professor, it's good to have you on the program. So when this attempted mutiny happened last month, Putin called Prigozhin, the men that were with Prigozhin, traitors. He spoke about treasonous actions. But then less than a week later, he's part of a conversation around a table of high-ranking Russian officials. This information that we're getting now from the Kremlin about that meeting, what are they trying to tell us by making this all public, which is really all bizarre? It leaves one wondering, what's the truth here?
Yes, it is bizarre, and it's not at all clear what's actually going on. The Kremlin belatedly acknowledged that the meeting took place on June 29th, 5 days after this attempted rebellion. And the news of it had originally appeared in a French newspaper, Libération. So the Kremlin was acknowledging that, yes, the meeting had happened. From all the accounts, it appears that Putin and his immediate circle are trying to project an atmosphere of calm, that nothing serious happened, and that whatever happened, Putin is firmly in charge. Putin has projected this almost unnatural sense that nothing untoward has happened, whether it was the drones over the Kremlin or this remarkable mutiny, which we can't say was a failure because Prigozhin met with so little resistance on the way to Moscow. And as you say, immediately after it occurred, Putin declared that Prigozhin was a traitor. Now it's clear that Putin is satisfied with what he claims were Prigozhin's assurances of personal loyalty to him. Now, where that leaves Prigozhin and his forces with respect to the defense ministry and the army is very unclear.
There's so many things that are unclear at this point. Where does it all leave Putin in the eyes of his people and supporters? You say that he's trying to get this projection of calm, but how's he really being viewed in Russia?
According to the public opinion polls, most of the public had a rather positive view of Prigozhin. After the mutiny, their view became negative on the whole. This was under the influence of Russian TV. However, what's more important, I think, would be the responses of members of the Russian elite. And we had a very important newspaper editor right after the rebellion saying probably Putin should not seek re-election next March. He quickly retracted that a few days later. But I think maybe we're already starting to see a struggle to determine whether Putin will be a candidate for president. Whether Prigozhin himself had political ambitions or not, the fact remains that Putin has been unable and or unwilling to quash, to arrest, to destroy Prigozhin, and rather has had to negotiate with him. That signals to the rest of the elite weakness. What military commander now in Russia can trust that Putin will fully support them when they're attacked by Prigozhin as vehemently as Prigozhin has attacked them? What members of the security police will think that Putin backs them as opposed to Prigozhin? Putin has allowed Prigozhin to operate as a remarkably independent actor. His business empire, his media empire, his mercenary armies in Africa, and his ties to Russian elite have all been quite autonomous. So Putin either doesn't have the will or more likely the ability to keep Prigozhin in his place.
And it's certainly going to be interesting to see what Prigozhin's next move will be. Thomas Remington, live to us there from Cambridge. Good to get your opinions. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.